How did you find out your SO was cheating on you? The dude told me. We used to go to school together. Saw him in Facebook and requested friendship. He asked me how I was doing, and I told him that I was great. Girl and I were about to celebrate our anniversary. He apologized to me and said he had to tell me that they had been f***ing for the last week. Said he didn't know we were together, and I believed him. He sent me screenshots of pages of text as proof. She got called out by the both of us, and we are still very good friends. He and I f***ing lying skank. Putting on a movie for our 2-year son on the laptop. Messenger goes off with message previews. Some guy saying how much fun he had the previous night while she was supposed to be helping a friend at work for extra money. So I decide to read more of her messages and find one of guys thanking her for a threesome while she was 6 months pregnant with our child. Confront her, she plays dumb. Then proceed to show her screenshots of all messages. Now happily divorced, cheers. I woke up in the middle of the night when she was in the bathroom. Used her phone as a light. Saw texts from her ex about how good it felt to come inside her the day before. She forgot to end the call, you know, press the red button. I heard them talking about who was going to shower first. Posted before, but she was having an argument with a housemate and they said at least I don't cheat when I go away, just as I walked into the room. Don't know how intentional that was, but it turned out to be true. She told me so. She went to a birthday party and the birthday boy. When I then broke up with her, she went into full rage mode screaming, how dare you, and I'm gonna find a guy and make him fall in love with me just so I can break up with him and hurt him the way you did with me. I never knew what that meant, but I'm glad we broke up. Suspicion from Wooding in letters from when I was deployed. Pressed her when she started to slip again. After I got back and she confessed. Dumped her, she got with him. He knocked her up and left her that same day he found out she was pregnant. Bullet dodged. I knew she was for months. She denied it. I begged her to admit it so we could just move on. Laying in bed one night, I remembered she had logged onto Facebook once a long time ago through our Nintendo Wii. I dug it out, opened it up, and it had the password saved. So I went into her Facebook. 3,500 DMs that month alone between her and the dude. Trash talking me. F***ing not mine, but I found out my mom was cheating on my dad with one of the guys I was playing Call of Duty with online. Talk about a small world. I always wonder how he knew it was me. She was in the toilet. Her phone flashed up. The message notification read, "Did you tell him?" Apparently the message was about something completely different, but after I bluffed her into thinking I know more than I do, a name and that something's up, she confessed. 10 years relationship destroyed. No turning back. Easier to build up trust with a new person than with someone that cheated on you. And in long-term relationships, marriage, you have to trust each other. It's been a few months now. Can confirm it gets easier. It's there, on the back of my head, every day. But it does get easier. Her boss, who she was f***ing, called me to tell me to stop bothering his girlfriend and that he was going to beat the shit out of me if I kept calling and stalking her. I told him that I wasn't bothering or stalking her. I was dating her. I would call and text like most boyfriends and wait outside the building to go to lunch with her from time to time. When I was able to provide enough proof that I wasn't some psycho, as she explained to him, we realized we both were dating her with no knowledge of the other for over a year. He apologized and invited me out to dinner. Had me meet him at the office. The look on her face when he and I walked past her cubicle was priceless. We said nothing. He took me out for an expensive dinner for threatening to have my kicked. We sent simultaneous texts breaking up with her and pics of us chasing a couple glasses of wine. I was 23, she was 29, he was 57. When I called my friend from my husband's phone, the way she answered hello was unlike any other time I had called her. I was so shocked, I just hung up. Later, I would confront her about this, and she full on admitted how much in love she was. They were together, and she wanted to remain friends. WTF. I noped out of everything having to do with either of them. We were in the car talking about if it's okay to be in a relationship and still find other people attractive. She agreed that it's okay, So I asked who she found attractive, and she brings up a guy she works with who, in the past, we've had small arguments about her acting inappropriate towards. I tell her it's very odd that she would tell me something like that about literally the only person we've ever had an argument over. After some further questions, because the way she was acting just didn't feel right, I found out she cheated on me, literally a week after getting back from our honeymoon, with this piece of human dog she worked with, that she invited to our wedding. And I found out a week after it happened, literally 5 weeks after we got married. So yes, literally the first time after getting married, that she was alone with this guy she cheated. Absolutely the most heartless monster I've ever met, and she wouldn't even tell me why. The awesome thing, she went around lying to her friends and family about what happened to try and make me look like the bad guy. At least she didn't get pregnant, yet like we planned, so I consider that a dodged bullet. Phew. Her boyfriend called me on speaker after a night on the town with my friends. I told him we'd been dating for a year now, and I didn't know he existed. Asked him if he was the friend that visited her a couple months ago and stayed on the couch. He said yes, but I wasn't on the couch. I'll let him know that for me that settles it, that I was done with her and never wanted to see her again. He didn't either. As far as I know, we both broke up with her at the same time. Seemed like a great guy though, kinda wanted to grab a beer with him. Everyone seemed to know before I did. She was spending a lot of time with this guy, who was her boss at the time. He's like 12 years older than her, so I didn't believe it until she told me she was leaving me for him. That was 7 years ago. I was sleeping in my bed. She was sitting on the edge of the bed undressing and touching herself for the guy on webcam. They were talking about how they slept together the days before. I used her Apple Watch at the gym and a text came up. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. Don't feel bad. We had fun. She this guy while I was away for one day, then me when I got home before telling me. Kept saying she swore she was gonna tell me. We shared an apartment and couldn't afford to move out, and she kept fucking him even after I forgave her and offered a chance to work things out. We had a life together. I was so fucking happy with her. Now I live in a shitty 4-bedroom flat with 3 people I don't know. She says she regrets it, but we hardly talk now, and I never got an apology. A woman called me and said, "Hi, you don't know me, but my boyfriend has been f***ing the shit out of your wife for a couple months now." Chick that called was cool. We dated for 5 years after my divorce, been married for 4. It was thoughtful of my STBX to introduce me to her. She's a way better wife and mom. She had the guy's phone number saved as her sister's name in her phone. He called at 3 AM while she was sleeping. I woke up, saw what I thought was her sister calling, and answered thinking she might be in trouble at 3 AM. The other guy was as shocked as I was about finding out she was 2 timing. I woke her up and said, "Guess who I'm talking to?" She just screamed out no. I packed my shit and drove home right then and there. 4 years down the drain. I'm now married to an amazing trustworthy woman, so it all worked out. Fuck you, Allison. Called at 3 AM to pick her up at the police station for DUI. Wonder WTF she doing, so I asked to see her texts. First time ever. She scrolled fast, but I saw one that said down for a fuck session. 3 years wasted with her, but she is crazy, so I dodged a bullet. I transferred to night shift at work to go to school during the day. She had all the time to do what she wanted. She went drinking with friends from work. I knew the guy she worked with flirted with her. She promised his wife would be there. Texted me at 2:30 AM saying they wanted to go to a different bar. I said I'd pick her up. Bars close at 3 AM. Drove 45 meters to find them in the car. Worst night of my life. Finally got over it. I'm pretty happy. Was with her for 7 years. I'm 27. Hard for me to want to be with someone. I don't see myself daydreaming of a future with anyone. Now I just daydream about building a business and traveling. Not sure if that's good or bad. Not me, but my mum found out about my dad cheating on her with her friend. I remember being about 8 years old and hearing yelling one night after I'd gone to bed. So being an inquisitive 8-year-old, I went to investigate. What I heard was my mother crying and going through the names of all the women she knew, asking my dad who he was sleeping with. It's been 15 years, but I can still hear her voice saying all those familiar names. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Let us know your thoughts on this topic. See you soon.